What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of PlusCast, where we talk about all things Disney Plus and some non-Disney Plus related Disney items. I'm Josiah Leroy. With me today, Mr. John Fick.
Hi there.
Hey, John. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. So, welcome to the March edition of PlusCast. We've got a few news bits to go over today. We'll kind of bring back a segment we introduced last episode, and we'll introduce a new one as well. But as always, we'll start off with kind of what have we been watching. So I think I like what you've been watching from what I understand from social media.
Yeah.
But I guess why don't we start there, John? What have you been watching on Disney Plus?
So I'll start with I've been getting caught back up with the Clone Wars because I'm very far behind. I am not ready to watch the new season yet.
How far are you about?
So I got a story about how my viewing of the Clone Wars. I've tried to watch it many times, but I've always been told different things by different people that I should A, just watch it the way it came out, B, watch it chronologically because for some reason it releases out of order.
George Lucas.
As Star Wars does, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, or another option, here's a list. Here's all the good episodes. Just watch these. And a lot of people are like, there's so many filler episodes. There's so many little droid stories, stuff like that. So, like, every time I try, I don't know which one to pick. And then I pick one, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this, so I just kind of give up.
Sure.
I think I finally committed to, for the most part, just watching it straight through as it aired. So what I did was I watched all of the ones on some of those lists, like the good episodes out of season 1. So I think I watched like 3 or 4 episodes in season 1, and now from season 2 on, I'm just watching it straight.
Okay.
So I'm almost done with season 2. Just finished up the Mandalorian arc. That was fun. Got introduced to, was it Duchess Satine, I believe, an old Obi-Wan flyer.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That's a good arc.
So I'm just doing it in order now. I'm done being stressed out about how I should watch it. I'm just going to watch it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it so far.
That's kind of actually what I did. I did not watch Clone Wars as it was on TV. I pretty much right after it was canceled by Disney, I picked it up finally because everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're a Star Wars fan, you haven't seen Clone Wars, and I was like, yeah, I haven't. And I got there, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. There's definitely some filler stuff in there, no doubt about it.
And I'm finding myself actually enjoying the filler plenty. Like
less pressure, right? Like they're more self-contained stories.
For sure, yeah. There's a couple of one-done episodes. I like the droid stuff. I'm having fun with it so far.
Yeah, that's good.
Sure.
So catching up, and then we'll kind of get into a little brief chat about it as well with regards to Season 7. So we're just 2 episodes in.
2, okay. What days do they air? Because they're going one by one, right?
Yeah, so they're doing what Mandalorian did on Fridays. Every Friday you get a new episode. Yeah, okay. And they're going to do 12 episodes total.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got some time if you're looking to catch up while it's on the air.
For sure.
But, if not, they're all there waiting for you at the end.
Exactly. That's what's nice. I don't know if you have this in a news bit, but it's Disney Plus is coming to Europe very soon. And did you know that they're airing The Mandalorian weekly for them too, even though it's all available?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
I don't know how I like that. They're just giving it to them weekly.
That's tough. I mean, that's how we had to see it, so I understand.
But that was like the premiere.
Yeah,
but it's all out there now.
I don't know. That's interesting.
I wouldn't like that if I were them.
How accessible do you think it is? Do you think like there's any chance that, like, I mean, I guess you could watch, quote unquote, bootleg if you will.
Oh yeah, but even just a VPN, there's plenty of people who just have Disney Plus and use a VPN that aren't in the States or wherever it's available.
So I don't know. I guess Disney's kind of banking on people not knowing about that and saying, "Hey, you gotta subscribe for at least 2 months worth here."
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, I think I just read that yesterday that they're doing it that way. Interesting decision, but whatever. It's Disney. They're gonna make their money.
Might as well.
So other than that, I told you I've fallen down another MCU black hole, as I often do.
It's that time of year, actually.
It literally is. Last year, that's when I was doing my full watch through and review. So I'll tell you how this happened. Over the weekend, I had a clean weekend. I had nothing scheduled. I had a Saturday, Sunday where I just had nothing to do.
I know why.
Why?
Because Last of Us 2 was originally coming out this weekend.
That's probably right. That's probably why I have a free weekend. Yes, exactly. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So I had nothing on my calendar, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to get caught up on some movies I have in my backlog, some TV shows, whatever. So I watched a movie called Dark Waters. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. I liked it, whatever. Not the podcast for that, but I enjoyed it. But I got a little taste of Mark Ruffalo. And then next on my backlog was to get caught up with Westworld. So I wanted to, because I didn't watch season 2 of Westworld for whatever reason. It came out. I love season 1. Didn't do season 2. It's like, all right, time to hop into season 2. And I saw Tessa Thompson. And I'm like, I just want to watch Thor Ragnarok. So that's what I did. I finished that episode of Westworld, and I'm just like, I'm just going back to Thor Ragnarok. So I popped in Thor Ragnarok, and I'm like, awesome. This is just what I wanted. I love this movie. I'm in the Marvel mood. What should I watch next? And I'm like, well, not that I'm going to do a full MCU rewatch, but like, just in case I do, might as well just watch Iron Man 1. So I watched Iron Man 1, and that's how that night ended. The next day, like I said, had another free day. I went on to watch Iron Man 2, 3, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame back to back to back to back.
That's pretty impressive.
I didn't move. I literally, and that was my first time watching Infinity War and Endgame back to back.
How was it?
That is so good. That is
I've never done it.
That's an experience. That is, yeah. So I
love
kind
it.
of just made my own rewatch, but I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm gonna
Of
go.
course not.
I'm just gonna pick and choose all the stuff that I want to see. Like I think I'm gonna go watch Ant-Man tonight.
Dude, Black Widow's coming out in less than 2 months, right?
I'm so pumped.
So, yeah, it's time to dive back into Marvel movies. I
Yeah.
feel like I haven't watched one in ages and usually at this time of year I'm gearing up for the next Avengers.
Yeah, the tentpole,
right? Because
yeah.
we had that for 2 years in a row.
For sure.
And haven't done it yet.
I'll tell you, it is so convenient just to have most of them on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
They're just
we're almost there.
We're missing
2.
Infinity War and Black Panther, which is Black Panther's coming soon.
Well, once Black Panther's there, we'll be missing 2.
Got it. Infinity War and
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Got it. It's still on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty close.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Very convenient. So
I mean, that's a wise use of Disney Plus.
That's what I've been doing.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
So my Disney Plus has been all over the place. Keep in mind, really predominantly because I have a 1.5-year-old at home.
That'll do
But
it.
I'll tell you, there's some stuff on here that I've watched for the first time, even though Lauren, my wife, has owned it on DVD or Blu-ray, and I've just never gotten around to it. With my daughter, it's just the perfect time. So since last episode of PlusCast, I've seen WALL-E for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Ratatouille, which I actually enjoyed quite a bit. I've seen Milan before, but I watched that. My daughter is into anything with music, I've come to find.
Disney Plus is a good service for your daughter.
It is perfect. I'm waiting for Disney Plus to kind of just stop working the next time we watch Moana to be like, you've watched this 47 times in the last 3 weeks.
You broke the Disney Plus.
You are not allowed to stream Moana
They're
anymore.
out of rentals for Moana. There's
like
no more copies available.
The story of that person who watched The Office too much on Netflix.
yeah.
Netflix was like, we need to check in on this
They reached
person.
out to him. That's amazing.
Like, that's kind of what we're doing with Moana.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4. So I had not watched this last summer.
I haven't seen it either. I just haven't been motivated to watch Toy Story 4.
I gotta say, it's disappointing. There's an argument, obviously, to be had that Toy Story 3 was it. You just leave it alone.
It was a very good ending.
Exactly.
It just was a little bow tie.
You played with fire. So if you look at this as an epilogue as opposed to the 4th part in a 4-part series, I think it's less disappointing.
Okay. That's
For
fair.
what it's worth. It's okay. It's not funny. It's got this weird, creepy tone to it that was supposed to be funny. It falls flat. Just watch it if you've watched Toy Story throughout the years.
I will. I mean, now that it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Is it in 4K? That's a big deal for me.
I don't know that,
I will
actually.
not watch things if they're on 4K.
Yeah.
It is. It's in 4K.
Okay.
Dolby Atmos. We're good.
Yeah. It was okay. Aladdin, I believe I talked about this last episode with Amanda, the Aladdin, the live action.
Yeah.
That is very, very well done. That is
Awesome.
a lot of fun. Will Smith is actually just a wonderful recreation of Genie, because no one's ever going to be Robin Williams.
Yeah, you have
he
to
does
kind
his
of
thing.
put your spin on that. You can't really go to, recreate that role.
Exactly, and he does so in such a beautiful way while kind of paying homage to Robin Williams' version of it. Also, Lion King live action I've not finished, which I don't know if that speaks to the quality or not. Have you watched it?
I have not seen a single Disney live action movie yet. Like the new ones, like the remakes of the classics. I haven't seen any of them yet.
That one has been kind of blah. It looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
If anything,
It's a technical achievement.
my goodness, it is absolutely gorgeous. Jon Favreau and crew did a wonderful job there.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he was part of that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
But that being said, it's kind of, you're not going to deviate from the original story, so it's almost shot for shot the same. And we've gotten about an hour in, and I kind of just, that was it for me. So all of that being said, of course, I've been watching Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 here. First 2 episodes have been good. Second one definitely better than the first. We'll keep it spoiler-free here. but it seems like they're building towards something, and I really appreciate that.
So we have what? Episode 1, The Bad Batch. Episode 2, A Distant Echo.
Yes.
Cool.
And A Distant Echo. So in Bad Batch, we don't really get a lot of Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Seems like it's a clone story, right?
For sure. It's okay. You would hope after all these years they kind of come back with a bang,
Sure.
but it is what it is. Episode 2 there is... It's good for a number of reasons, and honestly, it was over before I blinked my eyes. I think I was that immersed in it.
Got it.
So it was a good one. I like what they've done with the animation. It's really not terribly different from the original 6 seasons, but it's more polished.
What I will say is, going through and watching the Clone Wars for the first time, obviously it's the old stuff. I can't believe how good it does look.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's gorgeous, man. It looks great, and I can't believe the music is so well done, and they actually like pull, like I was watching one of these episodes, and it was just like Anakin was interrogating some kind of prisoner, and he just like goes into the room, guns blazing, and they play the Imperial March, and I'm like, what?
It's really well done from a creativity standpoint.
Didn't expect like it to be this polished and this good. I'm really enjoying it.
There is a brief moment in this one. This is not going to spoil anything because it's all over the internet. Anakin and Padme just have kind of a moment in this last episode, and the underlying tone is an iteration of kind of their love theme from Attack of the Clones, which the music I always thought was absolutely beautiful there. So for them to call that back all these years later, kind of nice. But
cool.
Yeah, Dave Filoni led team, and it's interesting. I saw an interview with him. It looked almost like he was doing a panel live, and he got really emotional talking about George Lucas not being a part of it this time, and how much he kind of leaned on him and worked with him. And he said, and it's been really a big challenge to come back. He has a lot of the same team, but alternatively, there's a lot of new people, right?
Sure.
It was 2012 that was cut by Disney as soon as they took over Star Wars. So he said there was a lot of challenge there, picking up where they left off, getting in the mindset. And the other thing is they do things very differently now. That's just natural with technology as you move on.
Sure.
So he said it's really been a challenge. He didn't say struggle, but he's happy to kind of put like a bookmark on the end finally.
Yeah.
So check that out if you have not. So this this month here, March 2020, we've got a few things coming to Disney Plus that we want to get into. Most notably here, we're getting Black Panther.
We sure are.
So Black Panther, is that coming up on a rewatch for you? It's gotta be soon, right?
Might as well, right? Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a while. Yeah, of course.
Gosh, I love that movie so much.
There's little to no chance that I won't end up watching the entire MCU this month. Like I've already seen most of the good stuff. I mean, it's all good. But
Before next episode of PlusCast, it's happening for sure.
End of the week.
Yeah, yes. By the time this even goes on,
I just love the MCU so much.
So do I.
It is so good.
There's such a weird comfort with watching it again.
And I'll make this more a point about the MCU than I will about the DCEU. But I tried to watch Justice League last night for the very first time, and I only got 45 minutes in, and I'm just like, the MCU has just spoiled me. It's so good.
Did you see Birds of Prey or Harley Quinn? Now I should say.
I have not.
Okay. Well, I was gonna watch the DCEU movies leading up to it, and I only got 3 in, and I just fell off
They're
quickly.
just not fun. I mean, not all of them. Not to go too far on a tangent here, but I mean, Joker's really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Aquaman was fun. Wonder Woman, good.
What's
but
interesting is they don't even consider Joker part of the DCEU.
Sure.
That's fine. But they've been on a hot streak lately. Wonder Woman, you're starting with Wonder Woman. You had Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, all kind of nice origin stories. Now, had you put all of those out a few years back, or even just now, and waited to do Justice League until I knew all of these characters, then I would have been just salivating at the thought of them getting together on screen.
It's almost like an ensemble movie works better when you already care about the characters.
It's really bizarre how that works out.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
They didn't have to copy Marvel, but they really should have followed that footprint.
It worked, right? Like,
yes.
I mean, I was watching it, and they're just, like, telling these backstories to these characters, and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to care about them now, because this is their movie. And then, like, Wonder Woman gives just this 20-minute exposition about the big bad, Steppenwolf, and I'm like, you're just telling me about him right now through flashbacks and exposition? This is horrible. Very bad. But
agreed.
What's not bad? The MCU.
Yeah, the MCU is great.
So good.
Black Panther arrives. By the time you're seeing this, if you haven't seen it, it is a wonderful movie on so many levels.
Yeah.
Top
tier for me.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Possibly the best origin superhero movie in the MCU. You can make a debate for a lot of them.
Yeah, probably maybe like Doctor Strange is up there for me as well.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
So Black Panther, that leaves just 2 movies, Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Those have not come to Disney Plus
Those are
yet.
both still stuck on Netflix, I believe, right?
I don't know about Infinity War.
It was, for sure. Does it have? It has a Disney Plus page, Infinity War. It is coming June 25th, 2020, this year. So this June we'll get Infinity War.
And I imagine Ant-Man's about a month or 2 behind it, if I had to guess.
See if it has a page. It does. Ant-Man and the Wasp is July 29th. So
All right, cool.
So a month apart. We'll get the last 2.
To have those all within a year, by the way.
Yeah.
Much less than a year.
For sure. And just remember the launch. You can watch the first episode of PlusCast. We just the day before, they just blew our minds. And they're like, yeah, we thought you were going to give you 3 or 4. Here's 9.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
They had to swing some deals. And
I wonder.
They did the same with Star Wars, actually.
They did, yeah.
Which I didn't know until we started researching.
And we didn't know we were getting 4K remasters of Star Wars until the day of either. It's crazy. I wonder how they're going to tackle new releases like Black Widow. I wonder how quickly it'll come to Disney Plus. Because you don't think they're going to want to go day and date with its digital and physical release because you want to get some sales.
My prediction would be 3 to 4 months after Blu-ray or home video release.
Okay.
Because that's it. Well, we'll see because it's a Marvel property, but Toy Story, Lion King, and Aladdin all followed that formula. And actually, can you pull up Frozen 2?
Yeah.
I don't know if that has a date or not because that just came out on Blu-ray this week.
I don't think it does.
Probably not.
I looked for it a week ago.
No, they've got to get those sales first.
Yep. I don't think they're gonna do product pages for stuff like that we're talking about now because I don't think they want to deter you from buying the physical version or the.
I think so
you
too.
know, if it's locked up in other streaming rights, I think they're gonna go ahead and flaunt that it's coming to Disney Plus soon.
Yeah.
But if they're trying to make money on a sale, I don't think they're gonna do that.
I think that's my prediction. You probably have to wait 3 to 4 months.
I forgot that we had standards already. That makes sense.
And I want to say they were due. That was the rumor that it would be summer for Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. Cool.
So that kind of puts it in the same time frame. A Wrinkle in Time is also coming in March. That came to theaters in March of 2018. Amanda actually reviewed it for us. She liked it far more than I did. But that's a good Disney Plus movie. That is one that you want to see if you haven't.
I know little to nothing about that.
I did too going into it.
Oh, I know I do know. I know this. This.
Lots of big names.
Yeah. Oprah, Mindy Kaling, or however you say her last name. That's probably wrong.
Yep. No, that's right. Reese Witherspoon, and then oh my gosh, what's his name? A guy that plays Luis in Ant-Man.
Oh,
he's got kind of a bit role in it, but I love Luis.
Yeah,
he's the man. Yeah. So Wrinkle in Time, definitely recommend that. Check out our review at thegeekiverse.com. Ice Age. That was a movie I always loved growing up.
Me too. Loved Ice Age.
That's a Fox movie that is coming over here on the transition.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I would have guessed it was like a Disney. I would have guessed it was a Disney movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully the rest of the catalog's coming. If not, already there.
Cool.
Dr. Dolittle 2 was kind of notable. That I remember that kind of being big when I grew up. I don't even know if I saw this movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I definitely saw the first one, but I couldn't tell you if I ever saw the second one.
And then this one, I pulled up an article from. Bear with me for 1 second.
Yeah.
It was Be Our Chef. I thought it looked kind of interesting.
Is it an original or?
It's an original,
Okay.
and
Definitely worth talking about.
It's going to be pitting basically. It's on here somewhere. I'll find the description. But long story short, it pits families against each other in a cooking style show, which is all the rage, of course.
Yeah.
But you've got to recreate like specific Disney meals or Disney foods from the movies.
Very cool.
So like something from Cinderella, for example. That's how I saw the description for it. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The content that's been coming that's original, I haven't been really diving into too much. It's mostly been existing backlog for me.
Yeah, same. It's I mean, really the only stuff that I knew I would care about is the Marvel and the Star Wars stuff in terms of original content. So
yeah,
I'm not upset about it because that's what I expected.
Yeah, same here.
I was excited for the Mandalorian to come. I was excited for the backlog, and then yeah.
So we'll get to the 4 news bits in just a moment here regarding actually a little Marvel and a little Star Wars. But this is a new segment that I've wanted to kind of bring about, and I thought it would spark some good conversation. We'll focus on just 3 of them today, and we're going to bring it to social media as well. So we're going to call it Diz or Dat. So kind of like Marty Baron.
Okay.
He goes Dis or Dat, but I thought Diz, so Disney. Anyway, we're going to talk about 2 things. Tell me which one you prefer.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. So first one.
It's going to be tough.
First one up might
Yeah, tough for me because I haven't seen the latter.
Depends.
Yeah.
So I would throw this out to the public, and I can't wait to see the comments on it. Clone Wars or Rebels? You haven't seen Rebels.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Clone Wars.
So I prefer Rebels, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of Rebels, not even a minute.
That's totally fair. I like everything that Rebels did, probably just a little bit better than Clone Wars. And I enjoyed Clone Wars as well. I'm not trying to put that down. But I like the animation better with Rebels. I like the mostly original story with it. And how much it actually foreshadowed everything that we'd be seeing in the sequel trilogy.
Rebels is a complete story, right? It's done.
Done,
There was a final season. It wasn't like canceled halfway through. Like
they start to finish Disney's first bookended Star Wars product, really. They did 4 seasons worth. Dave Filoni and crew.
Cool.
Some Clone Wars characters, some very notable, lovable, stemming Clone Wars characters are relatively prominent towards the end of Rebels.
That I know about.
And then you've got lots of awesome cameos. From Lando Calrissian to Obi-Wan Kenobi, which we get a really nice resolution to Darth Maul's story. Not that we needed it or asked for it.
I have seen that scene.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be cool to watch. I'm going to watch Rebels after Clone Wars for sure.
Everything I love about that Darth Maul. We did an entire... So we used to do a Star Wars show called Walking Carpet, and we'll bring it back at some point. But we did an entire episode on that Maul versus Kenobi scene and all the intricacies of it. And you were talking about kind of the little details, even in just the music.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did they deliver on that? So,
awesome.
Yeah, good stuff there.
Clone Wars. So what's your answer? Rebels, right? You said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Star Wars. Honestly, you can flip a coin for me, but I'm going with Star Wars Rebels.
Okay.
Because Black Panther is coming to Disney Plus.
This is a tough one, man.
This is an easy one for me. I'll go to you first, though. Of course, we want to hear from you at home. Leave a comment below. Black Panther or Captain Marvel, and I'm talking strictly the movies.
That's where it becomes a little more clear that Black Panther is the answer.
Yes.
I really love Captain Marvel as a character, though. I absolutely love Brie Larson. I think she crushes it. I love what she brings to the MCU. I know we haven't gotten much of her yet, and maybe not even much greatness from her yet. The movie was good, not great, I would say. But I just know that the potential is there. The way she interacts, like, just hey, Peter Parker. Got some, like, she's so good.
So I prefer the character Captain Marvel from what we saw in Endgame much more than the Captain Marvel we see in Captain Marvel.
Sure.
The movie.
Yeah.
What's interesting, too, is they filmed Endgame and all of her scenes before she got to Captain Marvel to film. You could see that clearly. Like, there's a lot there, not just aesthetically, but just with how she didn't quite get into that character yet. I feel like she didn't quite hit her stride with it. But in Endgame, I love those little moments with her.
Me too.
And when you knew that she was the one that was basically that everyone was looking up at this, I don't know.
Oh, when all the sentry guns started pointing, and it's like, wait a minute, what's going on?
I don't know if we care about spoilers or not on
Endgame,
that. It's been out a while.
More people have seen that movie in theaters than any movie in history.
That's true.
Spoil that.
I think we don't have to worry about it. Honestly, that's a goosebumps moment for me.
That's huge, man. That's huge. But
and she saves the day.
She
right?
does.
She stops a snap.
Yeah,
from happening.
Absolutely. And then she gets absolutely pummeled with the Power Stone. That's so cool.
And I loved every bit of that because
too.
it showed a little bit of vulnerability in a character that was otherwise really hard to write for, right?
Yeah,
like they say that's always the Superman problem. This character that's pretty much invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my answer is Black Panther. I would say character and movie here. Just I love everything that MCU's done with it.
Sure, I'm with you. Black Panther it's just a better movie than Captain Marvel, and it's a very cool character. Wakanda it's kind of its own character too.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's
there's
good.
Such a great supporting cast too in Black Panther.
Absolutely.
I love any number of those characters.
No doubt.
And it's funny that I always liked Black Panther, but as we got away from that movie and probably once about Infinity War hit, like I really started to love that movie. I don't know what it was, but sometimes the Avengers movies enhance the other ones for me.
Makes sense.
They bring out the best in a character.
Yeah.
So your answer is Black Panther as well?
It is.
Last one I wanted to bring up. I want to ask you.
Yeah.
I think I know your answer, but Avengers Infinity War or Endgame?
I would go Infinity War.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I see. I thought you were going Endgame. Yeah.
Endgame is so good, and like it is. They did the impossible. They brought together the ensemble cast, and they paid off a 22 movie arc in an incredibly satisfying way, like unheard of. History. That doesn't happen.
And not to mention, to add to that, a follow-up to Infinity War.
Exactly.
Which is my favorite MCU movie, I think.
Mine as well. The fact that it's never going to be attempted again, let alone executed. And they did both, and it was great. Endgame is perfect for what it is, the end of the MCU.
100% agreed.
But I think Infinity War is the better movie.
It could not be better, I think. I don't think.
And again, that sounds weird that we're giving it all this praise when we say Infinity War is better, but it's a perfect ending. I think Infinity War is a perfect movie.
I look at Infinity War as I looked at, and I continue to look at Empire Strikes Back in Star Wars.
Okay.
Like, a lot of it
makes a lot of sense.
Is build up, and our heroes really in a lot of trouble. We don't know what's happening at the end of the movie, and then we sit there and we think, oh my gosh, when are we going to get this resolution?
Yeah, well, we knew we were going to get it, but we have to wait.
But was there a day that went? I don't think there was a day between those movies I didn't think about Infinity War.
It's not possible for me. It's literally impossible that happened. Yeah.
I've gotten goosebumps like 3 times talking about these movies in the last 2 minutes here. In Endgame, it's that I am Iron Man moment. In Infinity War, it's every character that you've come to really like care about over these last 10 years just withering away to nothing, and even knowing it wasn't permanent, but still feeling the emotion.
Exactly. Even though we knew it didn't really happen, we knew none of those characters are dead. Like Loki, we knew Loki was dead. But like we saw them all die, and we knew that it wasn't permanent. But we still we just cared, and we were so curious as to how they're gonna get themselves out of it. Like, remember the months leading up to Endgame and like waiting for trailers and all that was some of the most fun I've ever had, like just waiting for a movie. And
how tight to the chest they kept everything too, I think. Right?
So good. Yeah, we got nothing. I mean, if you look at something like Rise of Skywalker, I always get the last 2 movies mixed up. Rise of Skywalker, the entire script leaked, and nobody knew if it was real, but it was.
I saw a funny tweet on that the other day, and they were like, remember when Episode 9 script leaked and we all thought it was so bad it couldn't be real?
It was real?
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, but no, that was just so much fun. Those months leading up to it, like every trailer just tearing them apart. Like, yeah, I remember that first trailer where they showed like the Avengers walking in their new little Ant-Man suits and time travel suits. I'm like, dude, that's not going to be in the movie. There's no way they would show Tony and Nebula on Earth already. They want to leave that for the movie, and it was in the movie. It's just so cool.
And everything, if I remember correctly, maybe 90% of it, not everything, from the trailer was seen in like the first half hour of the movie.
Yeah.
There were certain like very, very bit moments that you saw later on, but it was
few
you couldn't tell anything.
Yeah, Marvel's good at that. First of all, keeping it to the early stuff, but even putting stuff in the movie that's not in the movie. Like for Infinity War, they in that first trailer, Hulk is running in Wakanda with the rest of the and that never happened.
Spider-Man, the Iron Spider suit is not revealed, even though we see him kind of flying away there when he's attached with the cable.
Sure. So they alter stuff for trailers.
Endgame, probably most notable, is Fat Thor.
Oh,
right. We get none of that.
True.
At all, because that. Can you imagine the internet getting those?
If they knew about that, yeah, because like they're all the promotional. We saw his new axe. I think we saw Stormbringer, Bringer or Breaker.
Breaker.
Stormbreaker. Yeah. We saw him with that, but he never held that while skinny in the movie. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, he got it after.
Yeah.
He was never even skinny in the movie at all, right?
Was
he in the final scene talking to Valkyrie? Or did he lose
no,
he still wasn't. He was still chubby Thor.
Yeah,
that's like my number one complaint about that movie is I just wish that I love Fat Thor. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny enough, and I thought it was like super real. I just wish they would have slimmed him back down for the final battle.
I appreciate why they didn't, but at the same time, at that final battle, I think it would have been super awesome to just kind of see him where.
Because it did. In that final battle, it took me out of it, and I'm just like, man, how much cooler would this have been if he was like in like peak condition? You know, I wanted all 3 of my main Avengers to be like in perfect form.
Agreed.
For that final shot. In the grand scheme of things, small nitpick.
I'm totally with you, and I think this is probably due to Ragnarok, but Thor is my favorite character in Infinity War.
Okay.
Of anyone.
Oh, he's so good. Him and the Guardians are just a match made in heaven.
They really were.
So funny.
Him touching down on the battlefield in Wakanda is like my moment to end all moments.
Yeah.
I definitely teared up in the theater when that happened.
Once he got there, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
it really doesn't happen often where that I get that emotional. But man, the MCU did it.
There's no series that has made me like happy or hype cry like the MCU has. Just like something is happening that I'm so excited for. That's not even like sad, and I'm just crying. It happens.
Dude,
happens.
So I know we've kind of like not really talked about it, but
this
on
is
air,
an MCU podcast now.
But MCU and reviews happening for us,
We
right?
gotta do it.
There's so much you and I need to say about every movie.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, cool.
gotta happen.
Coming soon. All right, so that was kind of fun. I'm happy that went the way it did.
For sure.
We're gonna do that every episode, dis or dat.
I like that segment a lot.
Thank you. We'll tailor it to kind of some of the news that is releasing in a given month, and of course, we want community feedback. So visit us at facebook.com/thegeekiverse to cast your vote.
You're gonna post all those?
I'm gonna post those.
Cool.
I think informally. We'll just go with comments for now. That could change between now and.
We should do a Twitter poll. Do 3 Twitter poll tweets.
That's not a bad idea.
Those are fun.
See, in a perfect world, I'd love to break these up in video clips as well. So we'll see what happens.
See how it formats.
We'll see where it goes. We'll get to the news here as we get to the latter part of this episode. Speaking of Marvel, of course, we got some really juicy details during and right after the Super Bowl. So we got a Super Bowl TV spot that showed off Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
And right after that, on an investors call for Disney, we got some release windows for a few things. So we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's coming in August. That is really not all that far away.
Nope.
We didn't know if we were getting really any of this until the fall. We are getting the Mandalorian Season 2 in October.
Super soon.
Very surprised about that.
Exactly.
I thought 2021
for sure.
Yeah.
That's that. I would have bet on that.
They must have fired it up right away after that first episode.
Yep.
Or maybe, Baby Yoda appears and they're like, John, get back! Oh my gosh. I'm very surprised by that turnaround, but pleasantly, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So we got August, we got October, this is the biggest surprise to me because this changed WandaVision going to December.
Yeah,
this
2020
was
now.
Meant to tie in right before Doctor Strange 2.
Which I'm sure it still will, because wasn't the quote that the final scene of this series will literally lead right into that movie?
I believe so,
yeah,
at last I heard.
Yeah.
But there's been some changeover with
director, right?
Doctor Strange 2.
They
Yeah,
also
a familiar face from our old friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So we've got some change-ups there. However, it sounds like it's going to benefit everybody. Usually items or shows or games will get delayed. This has been moved up by about 4 or 5 months.
That's great.
So I'm really excited about that. From the trailer or the kind of the brief TV spot we saw, doesn't WandaVision just look awesome?
That is by far the most excited I am for any Disney Plus property.
Yes.
WandaVision is gonna. I almost don't know what to expect. It's just so weird, and I just can't wait.
I feel like every episode will be its own sitcom setting episode, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it just looks awesome. You have to watch the trailer if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And we did get a very brief look at Loki. No time frame on that still no more specific time.
Yeah, did they maybe give a 2021 on that? I don't even know.
I believe it was 2021 originally, and that's all we've heard.
Maybe.
Whereas the other ones we've nailed down months.
Yes. So there is a some kind of event that is taking place for this European launch of Disney Plus, and there are some rumors and some scuttlebutt that we might get some dates or maybe some casting stuff for some of the future projects.
Oh man,
so
I'm into it.
So that might be happening.
With
there's been some heavy rumors that Allison Brie is being scouted for She-Hulk.
I did see some fan art.
Yeah,
about that.
So I mean that's kind of like a poorly kept secret that they are actively pursuing her.
Dude, sign me up.
There's someone else too. There's someone else that there's some casting information on that they want for something, but I can't think of it. Maybe it's Moon Knight. I don't know.
It might have been Moon Knight, but everything seems like it's moving along nicely from behind the scenes. From some of the rumors that we've been getting, let alone from this investor call where we just outright confirm, when these are going to be available.
Yep.
So, and also those are spaced out beautifully, because I would say Falcon probably same as Mandalorian. It's 2 months worth of episodes, if not just a little bit less.
It's 6 episodes?
Probably.
They confirmed the number. I'm not sure if it's 6 or not. I think it's 6.
So if Mandalorian was 8, obviously that if you do it once a week, that takes you into 2 months. Mandalorian Season 2, I hope, is at least 8 episodes.
Again, yeah.
I would imagine it is. And WandaVision, I feel like, could be a shorter series, but I don't know that. Regardless, good stuff there. Two other small news items here. We're getting an Aladdin sequel, so live action Aladdin. John said he hasn't seen it, but that kind of excites me.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so there's a sequel that is rumored to be in production right now. This is Variety.com. Sources say the movie is in early development, but after spending the last 6 months figuring out what direction to take the next film, producers look to have found their path. It's rumored to be a theatrical release, so they're not just going to make it for Disney Plus. Not that that is a bad thing.
Yeah.
But there are 4 Disney live-action movies that have grossed $1 billion or more. We had Lion King last year. We had Aladdin, so pretty big year overall. We have Beauty and the Beast, which was just a monster at the box office. And then Alice in Wonderland, which is kind of interesting.
Those all did $1 billion?
They all did $1 billion, yeah. But Beauty and the Beast was 2017, and Alice in Wonderland was probably, I want to say it was like 2010. Like, it was a while ago.
Disney just prints money, man.
They absolutely do. And they're on fire with that. I'm interested to see how Mulan does at the end of March.
Yeah.
We'll have a report on that for the next episode of PlusCast, but I imagine it'll continue the trend. I don't know if $1 billion, but I think it'll be close to it.
Sure. Confirm that 6 episodes for Falcon and Winter Soldier. They confirmed that in the same call where they said August.
Feels short, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, if you think about it, it's 2 movies.
I know. I shouldn't be complaining at all. From what we saw in the trailers, does it kind of remind you of Civil War-ish in terms of scope?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe seems like a little bit of the same production value there.
Yep, I loved in that trailer for the Super Bowl how they went from widescreen and they brought it to they unletterboxed it. Like, we're bringing the MCU to the widescreen now.
I'm all about it. I'm so excited. I could talk about it forever.
Yep.
Other bit of news here. I don't know your feelings on it. There's going to be a Lilo and Stitch live action remake.
Love Lilo and Stitch, actually.
I think I saw the first movie. I don't remember if I saw any spin-offs or sequels after that.
I don't even know if there were. I love the first one.
Yeah. There was at least one sequel to my knowledge. I don't know if that was forgive me.
They may have been like direct to DVD
or a right to Disney channel.
There was a series as well, Lilo and Stitch series.
There was for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of that. Live action's kind of interesting. I feel like Frozen would make for a really good live action if they did it right.
Sure.
Like
that could be fun.
No pun intended. It's super hot in terms of its production value right now. It's super hot property. Frozen 2 just came out. That also grossed $1 billion.
Yep.
Disney had $7 billion properties last year, just between the MCU, Star Wars, and
I think all 3 MCU movies did it. Captain Marvel,
they did.
Homecoming, and Far From Home, and then Endgame.
Homecoming is not included in that because
so
it's Sony.
Far From Home is not included in that.
Correct. So if you included it, it would be 8.
Got it.
But this kind of interesting to just see that's where it went last year. We knew it was a big year. A stat that I thought was super interesting as well is that 43% of box office tickets last year were Disney box office sales.
Just insane.
I'm all about it though, as long as they keep providing really good content.
Yeah, I mean,
keep it flowing.
I know a lot of people in like the film industry get scared about monopolies and stuff like that.
Sure.
I haven't seen any reason to not love this yet.
But again, you vote with your wallet, and if they start putting out crap, just stop going. Yeah. Stop buying the merchandise, stop buying the home video, all of it.
For sure.
And there's certain people in the Geekiverse too kind of roll their eyes anytime something with Disney happens, whether last year purchasing Fox or just how things have gone, but they haven't given me a reason to kind of dislike them, I guess, to this point.
Sure. And again, they're a company, they're out there to make money, but right now if you're telling me that the brands that I care about or the IP that I care about are in the hands of these people, I mean that's what I prefer at this point.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this, I see, look at that Leroy and Stitch.
Yeah. What is Leroy and Stitch? I have no idea what's going on.
I would love to take credit for it, but I have no idea.
Leroy and Stitch, a new one.
I hope that's not Leroy. It's got to be
that's
right.
Leroy.
Oh gosh. Bad for our family name here. Okay. So wrapping things up here on PlusCast for the month. Final thoughts here. Onward is coming out this month. That is in theaters. That is a Pixar property with the voice talents of Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, which is kind of exciting to me. Mulan is coming at the end of the month. And then we are getting, on March 31st, the Episode 9 home Blu-ray release. Home video is the 16th, I believe. And we also get the 4K Skywalker Trilogy box set.
Oh, the box set? Is there a picture of that yet?
There is. I don't know how in depth it goes. Best Buy has some stuff up right now.
Okay.
But $249.99.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that might be a Black Friday buy for me.
The Marvel one was like $500. It was not, obviously it's way more movies, but
yeah.
Disney Plus has made me just put a halt on the purchasing. Yeah,
yep.
If I can get on Disney Plus, I'm just not gonna, because I switched over to buying digital anyways. So for me, it's just so silly to buy digital if I'm gonna have it on Disney Plus, with the exception of wanting to watch something early. So what's the date on episode 9?
So digital, I want to say is the 16th. I know the 4K and Blu-ray is the 31st.
Okay.
Which I'm buying it because I'm buying the Steelbook.
You know what? I think I might have to buy it too, because I think I have all the other ones.
Yeah, right. Like I can't not, and I'll buy the different versions of it. Not right away, but it's just how I am with Star Wars. It's just a battle. I've
gotta have it all.
I've long ago surrendered to the dark side. So we want to hear from you. What about the news we talked about today on this episode of PlusCast excites you? Get in the conversation, especially for Dis or Dat. We'll get going on that. John, where can we find you on social media, and what do we got going on at the Geekiverse for you?
At Disruptoid on all social platforms. Geekiverse, we're doing a lot of talking lately. It's been great. PlusCast monthly. We're gonna be recording an episode of Geeks Got Game after this. That's for March, and then also in March we're doing an episode of Drafting with Drafts.
Yeah, that's super exciting.
Yeah.
So in conjunction with our friends at Community Beer Works, one of the best local breweries in Buffalo, New York, John and I are crashing basically the party. I get to guest host. Lou selfishly went and had a baby, so
how dare he?
Now I get to host an episode. I'm just kidding about Lou, but I'm very excited to be there. So we're going to talk video games. If you're into video games, that is going to be the place to be. So there's something else I wanted to plug. Oh, you mentioned it already. Geeks Got Game. If you like video games, PlayStation 5 news, Xbox Series X news, Nintendo Switch.
No PC stuff.
We don't really talk about Stadia either.
No PC stuff.
No PC stuff. Definitely no PC stuff. You will want to go there. For this episode, you likely either heard it on iTunes or I should say Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or right on our website. You can also watch the video version at youtube.com/thegeekiverse. Last thing we want to plug, go to thegeekiverse.storenvy.com. We've got an entire merch store up, including 2 shirts that John and I are wearing. I don't know if there's anything, but okay.
Forgot I was wearing that.
So John's got a lovely Geekiverse t-shirt on. I've got a boy t-shirt on, which if you love God of War, again, video games, you will enjoy that. So, again, that's thegeekiverse.storenvy.com. For this episode of PlusCast, for John Fick, I'm Josiah Leroy. We'll catch you in April.